video we will now be taking our second project, that is our second design. By the way, you guys are yet to send your first design. You are yet to send your first design. If in case you don't know how to export it, when you tap on this thing that looks like sync card above the second one beside the plus, you will see save as image, and then save your project as you saving your work. All right, and these are the two ways you save either work or image. All right, like I told us, we'll be learning a lot in the process. All right, now what I would like to do, what we are going to do today is we are going to see if you can use what we have learned so far. That is shape. We've covered shape and text tool. So we'll be making use of these two things to create a simple design for today's class. And let me show us the design. That we will be creating. Sorry about this. Let's have some kata. Alright, so I think I found where it is. So for today's class, we'll be creating just a simple logo. So we are not yet in logo class, but then this one makes use of colors and all these things. So it's the assignment I gave piece there someone was asking about. Alright, so for today's class, we'll be making or creating this particular. Alright, so this is what we'll be creating, something like this. Alright, and this is our task for today. Alright, so this is what we'll be creating. I'll be sending the image alongside the video so that as you are working, you are seeing what you will be creating. Alright, so let's begin. So let me begin by hiding this image. By the way, if you want to top, we've not yet reached layers, but let me teach you about layers briefly as you'll be making use of it. Now, as when you open your Pixellab and you have the normal screen, so there is this thing that looks like book upon book here below these three dots. When you tap it, it shows these options. Now these options are what we call your layers, and your layers are like the page of your work or the work itself. So the way it works is that what is on top is what will appear, what you see. Now there is only one object on my screen, which is the design, and this is why you are seeing only one. Now for layers, there are four options when you open the layers property. You either see delete, locked, or edit, and then this eye. Now lock means when you tap in the lock, it will stay there, it will be locked there, you can't access it until you unlock it. It will be like you fix it. Alright, this is what we usually do when we are done with designing certain part of our work. We lock it so that accidentally we may not spoil or move the design another place mistakenly. Alright, so the second option is edit. If you want to make correction, duplicating, or delete or edit, for example, if the layer is text. Then the next one is this eye. This eye means visibility. Currently you are seeing this cancel, it means it's on. By the time you activate it and it's looking red, you will see that the image has disappeared. You tap it again to show, you tap it to hide, and then the next one is delete this container. When you tap it, it will delete the object from your design. That is for layers briefly. So I'll hide this one, just follow the video slowly. So first we begin by adding a shape. I will tap in the plus, I will go to shape. I will now move down. Now if you look at the picture I sent, there is a place with red color. Alright, so what I will do, I will start creating that one. And that one, that one is simple. I will just show us I will just use trick and simple ways so that you learn how to create design. You learn how to make use of your tool and shapes. These are the only two things we've learned, so we are going to make use of what we've learned so far alone. So I will now add a radius, but I'm not seeing it because it's white, so I will change the radius color to red. This is fill color. I'll leave the fill color on white, but I'll move down to radius stroke, sorry, don't mind me, I mean stroke, and then I'll add the stroke. Lifted me. Alright, so I'm moving too fast and here stroke width. So I have something like this, for example, for my stroke. So I'll leave the edges straight, and I do that by reducing the radius. Alright, so I have something like this. So I'll leave it open here for a while. So this is what I have for now. I'll tick on good, and then I'll reduce the size. Now I've left the stroke option, but if I want to work on it, I'll just tap the shape properties here. I'll look for stroke, it's here. I'll activate it, and then I'll increase the size of the stroke and I'll give it red color. Alright, so I have something like this for now. I'll now give it good. So don't get confused. Let me show you an easier way. I'll delete this thing and start again. First, add a shape. Tick on this good. It's white color already, so tick it good. Now scroll through and look for stroke here. Activate it. It's currently on 2 by default. Give it red color. Increase the sizing. Alright, that's what I just did. Ticking good. I'll reduce the work a little bit. Alright, that's just simply what I did. So now, so the next thing, I'll add another shape. Okay, so I'll drag it here and I'll extend it right, using right, and then I'll look for color that matches the background. That is blue. This one is too dark. That is light blue. I'll use this one. Good. Now the reason why I did this intention is so that you will learn about the layer more. The reason why we are not seeing the other designs is because when you tap the layer, you will realize the layer of the face shape is under this one that has the blue. So for you to be and I say that what's the current thing on top is what you will see. Alright, if it's covering what is on below, you will not see what is on below. So if you want to see something below, what you need to do is you either shift it outside the over area of what is on top, or you change the layer order, and you change it by simply clicking on tapping this dot, this 8 dots, that is 4 here. When you type it, it now bends inward, telling you that it's peak, and you move it up. Alright, as you can see, we now have our this thing here, right? So I say that we'll be making use of what we've learned so far. Alright, so the next thing I will do is, if I were you now, if I want to create something like this with the only few classes that I've done so far, I will now add a white shape again like this, and I will now drag it. I will now keep it on the center like this. Okay, I'll now reduce the size by this thing and leave it here at the edge. Alright, so I got just keep good for now, even though it's not perfect. So what you do is I will use this resize here. When you tap an object and you move around, you will see relative size if it's an object shape or anything. Now if you leave this maintain ratio on, what this means is that when you are moving this, when you are resizing, it's resizing at all the size, both the width and the height is resizing with balance. So if you deactivate it, allows you to resize one side. So I'll reduce it and make sure that it's at the edge. So I think that this is okay. So I'll tap on it again. Now if in Pixellab it's easy to touch something and then spoil it, that's why you have to be careful and make use of this arrow. For looking back, it means undo, but then Be very careful. There is no redo, there is only undo. So I'll tap on it. Now what I want to do is I want to duplicate this. I'll tap this button and tap the duplicate button option. Alright, sorry about that. So now I have the new shape. I'll now tap this rotate option here and now rotate it this way, and I'll now drag it this way and centralize it and set it also carefully. I'll use this movement tool. You've already learned about it, so don't get confused. Alright, so that is the second thing here. So the next thing is I'll add this white, this long white border that you see on the design. So what I'll do is I'll add another shape the same size, or this time around I'll extend the length to this place. Alright, so I will give it the same color as the one I have here. Alright, no, not this one. This one I'll now rotate and go to stroke. I'll activate stroke. I'll give it white color. I'll increase the size into something like this, and then I'll change the layer order. So I'll tap it and bring it beside this white shape. Alright, so I'll have something like this in summary. Alright, it's a bit top on top, so I will move it using the position tool a little bit. I'll move it down. Alright, so it's a little bit big, so I'll reduce it a bit again. Are you seeing this one too? I'll move it up a little bit and extend it below. Alright, so we are good to go. We are going well. Now I'll add another shape again. Alright, I will give it the same blue color. So I want to put this small square on the middle. I give it the same color. I will resize it and bring it to the center and then resize it. Alright, so I will now use the position to set it. I will reduce the move by pixel. Alright, so I see, very simple. So I'll now add text. Tap on the text. I will write what is there. HDFC Bank. Alright, so the next thing is I'll tap the text property. I'll now move to color. I will give it white color. Now I will bring it here. I can decide to increase it the size like this, and then next thing is I'll go to style, still under text property. I'll now bold it. Are you seeing? So very simple. We already have it. And now add another text. Now I'll give it the same white color. Alright, so I'll now tap the text under, which is, I believe, we understand your, is it what? I hope I remembered correctly. Sure, it doesn't really matter. So I'll just increase the size a bit. Now what I usually do is that if I want to centralize something, I don't usually stress myself. I'll just go to relative position, and then I'll use the center alignment, and then I'll move it up a bit, and that's it. We are done with today's project. Alright, it's as simple as that. So give it a try. If you are still facing an issue, just let me know. I know today I'm a little bit too fast, forgive me, it's the kata. But just try and follow it. If you still have challenge, just let me know. I'll be explaining any part that is giving you issue. Alright, so I just hope you are learning something. Thank you. That means after this week, now this is what we are going to do. I'll leave these two designs. I'm expecting these two designs from you, today's class and then the previous class first project from you guys. So when you are done with design, this is how you export. I will tap here. I will go to save project, save your work. When you are done, you can say second project. Now Pixellab, whenever your data is on and you save something or export something, you always see an advert. The advert usually run for like few seconds. That's one of the annoying things. And the easiest and the fastest way to make use of Pixellab without this advert is when you off your data. You can finish your design without seeing there. Alright, so I'll close the advert here and I'm back. So what I usually do is when I want to save or export, I'll just off my data for a minute. I'll just off it for a minute like this and then do what I want to do, like save image. Alright, so when you are done saving your file, if you move to your gallery, this is where you should find the file. It's on it with the Pixellab creates a folder for its file, and the folder is still called Pixellab. This is the previous one. Now let me move to Pixellab. Alright, so you should see your work in the folder called Pixellab here. Are you seeing Pixellab? This is today's work. This is my previous work. These are works that in this works today's work. I did this ones today, I think. Alright, so okay. Now this is where your work stays. And believe me, eventually you can create amazing designs. These things only take few seconds. Sorry, few minutes. Alright? All these things are in Pixellab. If we can do it, you too can do it. But you have to be patient and go through all the resources. So I'll be expecting this design. Just send it when you are done. I'll meet next week. Alright? Have a lovely week ahead.